it and a lot of people, it's going to be tough for people to accept this, but the struggle is a blessing. And it really is, because that's where we grow the most. How often do you see things just going beautiful and well and say, man, I grew a lot there?
All right, one more I read that you talk about is we need to stop looking at the struggle as negative. And you've been through your struggles. There's a lot of people listening today, Joel, that are going through their struggles. It's been a tough few years for the world. It continues to be so. What do you mean by stop looking at the struggle as negative?
It and a lot of people, it's going to be tough for people to accept this, but the struggle is a blessing. And it really is, because that's where we grow the most. How often do you see things just going beautiful and well and say, man, I grew a lot there? I mean, when you really look back on everything, look back on your life and say, man, I really grew a whole lot when that situation was perfect. You grew the most. You made the most adjustments. You made the most growth right after a struggle, as a result of the struggle. You may not have felt it during the struggle, but right after that struggle, you can look back and say, okay, wow, I did become a beast after that. I did do something amazing after that. When that didn't work out, I figured it out, and then it worked out because that first side was the struggle. So to go through a struggle, if we just change our lens a little bit and say, okay, while we're in it though, that's the important part. Like, while we're in the struggle, if we can recognize it as being a struggle, let's not sulk about it. Let's see what we can do in that moment to see the blessing of that struggle, to say, okay, how am I going to grow as a result of this struggle? There's so much strength that comes from our struggles, but we have to recognize them. And it's an entire method that I came up with, and I'll let you know more about this later.
Hey everyone, it's Mick Spiers from the Leadership Project, where we empower leaders with all of the knowledge and skills that they need to create amazing teams and amazing workspaces. If you're liking today's video, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Back to the show.
I just finished my own book, my first book, called Filtering. And it's literally dealing with that. It's the subtitle was The Way to Extract Strength from Your Struggle. So it's a method I came up with about 7 or 8 years ago, and I began speaking it from the stage just to let people know, look, when you're going through your next struggle, filter it. Literally take it through an extraction process to where you can take exactly what you need from that situation, from that struggle, that will actually help propel you beyond that situation, so that you're not stuck in that moment. Because the moment you start to filter your situation, you start to brainstorm, which is a beautiful thing. Brainstorming amidst a struggle is a great thing, because you're now taking your mind to the proper place of strategically trying to get yourself out of that struggle. And the moment you're in that place, you don't even notice the struggle of it anymore. You just start to grow immediately.
It's really interesting. How much of that would you say, Joel, is instinctive versus being present and paying attention?
Just having your mindset be on, okay, and it's not in a pessimistic or morbid place that I'm coming from, but saying, okay, when the next thing happens in my life that may be negative or that may not be to my liking, here's what I'm going to do. Having protocols and things in place for yourself to combat, the things that may normally bring you down, so that when those things happen, because life isn't perfect, things happen, it doesn't have to be anything of great magnitude, but just things on a daily basis happens that brings us down. Our boss may be on our backs, our coworkers, we don't really like them, but we deal with them, just whatever the case is that may ruin your day. Have things to combat those moments, find ways to say, okay, when they happen, here's what I'm going to do to get something from those things, and that will actually still make me better at the same time. So that's the way I look at so much of life, man. It's just, I have things in place, that will help me strategically not be affected by those things.
Hey everyone, it's Mick Spiers from the Leadership Project, where we empower leaders with the knowledge and skills that they need to create amazing teams and amazing workspaces. If you're enjoying our content, please do remember to hit like, subscribe, and that little notification bell so that you can be notified of all of our future videos. In the meantime, please do take care, look out for each other, and join us on this journey as we learn together and lead together.